This is Gerardo Del Real with Resource Stock Digest. Joining me today is the director of a new story to our audience, Daura Gold Corp. I'm talking with Mr. Mark Sumner. Mark, great to have you on. How are you today, sir?
I'm well, thank you. Thanks for having me.
No, listen, I'm excited to help tell this story for several reasons. Obviously, it doesn't hurt that gold is right near that $3,000 mark, currently trading at 29.40, and seemingly with lots and lots of upside for several reasons, right? So when my business partner and friend, Mr. Nick Hodge, reached out to me and started telling me about the company, and I started looking back at the projects. Estrella Gold was actually one of the first financings I participated way back in the days, once upon a time. And so I love this part of Peru. I love the surrounding geology, and I thought it'd be a great opportunity to come in and talk about the projects, talk about the catalyst for 2025. But I want to start with your background and the team because I think that's important, right?
Sure. Yeah. The team is well suited to be operating in Peru. My background is primarily finance and project development. I've been working on projects in Peru for probably the last going on 12 to 15 years now. Time's flying. But the team itself, comprised of Luis Saenz as our CEO and Ernesto Lima, another fellow director. Luis and Ernesto and I have been working together for probably the last 5 or 6 years on a range of different types of projects, primarily looking at stuff in Peru. And we've spent the last several years sort of assembling this land package and kind of constructing this deal. We lost a little bit of time due to COVID. That kind of put things on ice for a little bit. But when the market started coming back, gold price started really running. It made sense for us to come to market. So Luis Saenz is our CEO. He's based in Lima. He's got an investment banking background, as well as a lot of experience with a number of different junior mining companies trading on TSX and TSXV. He's very well connected in the Ancash district. He's worked in the region for a number of years, including sort of financing and building gold mines. So he's really well suited to sort of lead the effort in taking this forward in Ancash. Ernesto similarly has been active in the region. He was a head of project development for Silver Standard for a number of years, and worked on the San Luis Gold Project, which is our neighbor, currently run by Highlander Silver Corp. And San Luis was really sort of the catalyst for interest in this region, with their tremendous grades and project economics. Ernesto was very active on that project for a number of years, and then we've sort of all come together to put this project together.
I love introducing stories to our audience at early stages, right? And then setting the table for the catalyst. And I mean, this is really as early as it gets, right? You have, I want to say, roughly 42 million shares outstanding. I want to say roughly 25 million warrants. Is that accurate?
That's correct.
Excellent. And you're trading at, 15 cents. And so, a function of that, I'm going to say clearly, is it's a new story, new to the market. And obviously, for me, that's a perfect time to kind of set the table. So you mentioned Highlander, and it's interesting to me. The region is blessed with a lot of major mining companies and infrastructure that already exist because of how fertile the geology is. Can you speak to the projects, and can you speak to why this part of Peru? Because it's not every day that a junior with a tiny market cap can just source and bring in the quality of projects that you've been able to bring in near the likes of the Newmonts of the world, right?
Yeah. So the region, as you mentioned, the region is really well known for having incredibly high grade gold and silver veins, and the geology is tremendous. And San Luis project next door, operated by Highlander Silver, which was previously a Silver Standard SSR mining project, like I said, was really the catalyst for our interest in the region, and I think really the catalyst for most major companies' interest, including Barrick Gold, which is also another significant neighbor of ours. The grades at San Luis, they've got about 350,000 ounces of gold in their resource profile at 22 grams per ton. So the grades are tremendous, and that's what got us really interested in the region. We started hunting around for land packages, putting together concessions where we could that made sense, where we could kind of put some science behind it. And then through Estrella Gold, acquired the Antonella project, which is our primary target. So Antonella has about 2,500 meters of historical drilling, tremendous intercepts, a number of intercepts in the sort of similar to the San Luis project in the kind of 1 meter range between 9 and 20 grams per ton gold. So we've got the basis for a really tremendous field program going forward. We've got all the same really high grade intercepts, and so the region is really sort of centered around and based on that San Luis thesis. But Antonella in its own right is a tremendous project, and has a lot of potential. So Highlander Silver's next door. They just closed I think a $32 million financing. They're looking at taking forward their Bonita project, which is adjacent to, so bordering Antonella. Barrick Gold filed for drill permits on their land package, which is just to the south. It sort of surrounds Antonella, but their drill targets are just to the southeast of us. So we'll be interested to see how Barrick goes forward with their project. As we speak, our guys are interfacing with the community. We've got excellent community relations. We have excellent local partners, and we're looking to get our team into the field as soon as possible.
No, listen, I think, the grade definitely is there, right? You have that in spades. Continuity and widths are going to be important. When do we get to start seeing what that continuity and what those widths look like with the drill bit?
Yeah, so right now we're preparing to deploy our team into the field to do initially do some geological mapping, sampling, and really to refine our next set of drill targets. We're simultaneously applying for that DIA, so we're going to get those permits in place as soon as possible. All those applications are currently in flux. So, in the first instance, we want to get out and refine our drill targets. We want to go and do some additional mapping, and really get the program refined. And we'll have more news on the DIA, drill permits, and a drill program, in the coming few months.
No, listen, that's exciting. I know Peru in the last 12 months has been, just really, really a whole heck of a lot more progressive on the permitting front. That's been wonderful to see. I have several personal holdings in the region, and so it's great to see that trending in the right direction and things being processed in a more streamlined way. Mark, anything else to add that you'd like to share before we get out of here?
I think that pretty well covers the story. I mean, as you said, we're a small player, sort of swimming in a sea of big sharks. We've got the land package and the grades to back up a really tremendous story. And I think that from here, we're excited to show the market what we've got, because it's even with Highlander making kind of a splash and Barrick getting a little bit more active in the area, I think that this particular region isn't sort of quite as well known as some of the other sort of more prolific precious metals regions in Peru specifically. So we're just excited to bring it to market and show people what it is, because the potential is enormous.
Well, I'm sure there's a reason why you have nearly 3 million shares. I talked to you off air a bit, and I love when management has skin in the game, and that's as good as that gets there, given the low float. Thank you so much, Mark. I'm looking forward to having you back on. Looking forward to chatting with Luis as well. Talk a little bit more about the regional geology and start talking about some of the results and what you're seeing in the field. Thanks again for your time, sir. We'll chat soon.
Thanks, Gerardo. Thanks.
Hey everybody, Gerardo Del Real here. If you're enjoying the content that you just saw, you can let us know in 3 simple steps. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and please share across your network and on social media. Take care, everybody.